watching the Shikama Live Show. The scientists who found gluten sensitivity evidence have now shown it doesn't exist. In one of the best examples of science working, a researcher who provided key evidence of non-celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, recently published follow-up papers that show the opposite. The paper came out last year in the journal Gastroenterology. Here's the backstory that makes us cheer. The study was a follow-up on a 2011 experiment in the lab of Peter Gibson at Monash University in Australia. The scientifically sound but small study found that gluten-containing diets can cause gastrointestinal distress in people without celiac disease, a well-known autoimmune disorder triggered by gluten. They call this non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Gluten is a protein composite found in wheat, barley, and other grains. It gives bread its chewiness and is often used as a meat substitute. If you've ever had wheat meat, seitan, or mock duck at a Thai restaurant, that's gluten. Gluten is a big industry. 30% of people want to eat less gluten. Sales of gluten-free products are estimated to hit US $15 billion by 2016. Although experts estimate that only 1% of Americans, about 3 million people, actually suffer from celiac disease, 18% of adults now buy gluten-free foods. Since gluten is a protein found in any normal diet, Gibson was unsatisfied with this finding. He wanted to find out why the gluten seemed to be causing this reaction and if there could be something else going on. He therefore went to a scientifically rigorous extreme for his next experiment, a level not usually expected in nutrition studies. For a follow-up paper, 37 self-identified gluten-sensitive patients were tested. According to the Real Clear Science Newton blog, here's how the experiment went. Subjects would be provided with every single meal for the duration of the trial. Any and all potential dietary triggers for gastrointestinal symptoms would be removed, including lactose from milk products, certain preservatives like benzoates, propionate, sulfites, and nitrates, and fermentable, poorly absorbed, short-chain carbohydrates, also known as FODMAPs. And last but not least, 9 days' worth of urine and fecal matter would be collected. With this new study, Gibson wasn't messing around. The subjects cycled through high gluten, low gluten, and no gluten placebo diets without knowing which diet plan they were on at any given time. In the end, all of the treatment diets, even the placebo diet, caused pain, bloating, nausea, and gas to a similar degree. It didn't matter if the diet contained gluten. Quote, in contrast to our first study, we could find absolutely no specific response to gluten, Gibson wrote in a paper. A third, larger study published this month has confirmed the findings. It seems to be a nocebo effect. These self-diagnosed gluten-sensitive patients expected to feel worse on the study diets, so they did. They were also likely more attentive to their intestinal distress, since they had to monitor it for the study. On top of that, these other potential dietary triggers, specifically the FODMAPs, could be causing what people have wrongly interpreted as gluten sensitivity. FODMAPs are frequently found in some foods as gluten. That still doesn't explain why people in the study negatively reacted to diets that were free of all dietary triggers. You can go ahead and smell your bread and eat it too. Science, it works. Now there's going to be a few people listening to this who's going to say, I don't believe that. I think gluten is real. I think gluten sensitivity is real. Well, here you have it from the horse's mouth. Peter Gibson. Look it up. He's the one that came out saying that there was a such thing as gluten sensitivity. Now he's saying there is not. And at $15 billion a year, do you think they're going to publish this new finding? Do you think they're going to stop making quote unquote gluten-free bread? You people are so stupid. You didn't do any research yourself if you fell for this. Literally, this was pseudoscience to begin with. I have the farts. I have gas. I have stomach cramps. Could it be that time of the month? Could you be under stress from your job? You know, stress is the #1 killer of most humans. Stress leads to all of these other symptoms, including heart disease. Stress. But people want to look at and look for a pill. They don't want to take stock and say, I hate my life. I hate my job. I cannot face that fact because if I did, I have no idea how to change it. I've already told you how to change it in my other videos. Go watch them. Thank you for watching the Shigama Live Show.